let's turn this into this. But before we do that, let's take a quick recap of the project so far. In episode 1 and 2, I made a start on my early war German army. I'm really happy with the way they turned out, and I'm looking forward to adding some vehicles to this force. I think I will be getting a German transport next, and thanks to the comments on my previous video, I have a good idea on what to get. Let's begin. Hello, my name is Gareth, and this is my third episode of my video blog. A blog that is documenting my journey into Warlord Games Bolt Action. In this video, I start my early war French army. As a result of my experience with the Metal German support group in episode 2, I've decided that 30 solid metal infantry miniatures is not for me at this stage. So I will be going with the Wargames Atlantic French Infantry 1916 to 1940. Inside the box you get 5 small weapon sprues and 5 of the main bigger sprues containing the bodies. Something to be wary of is that you get no instructions inside this box. I don't know if that's the case with all Wargames Atlantic products. This did turn out to be a bit of a problem actually, because the models were somewhat confusing to put together. I tried to look online for instructions, but couldn't find any. This was also odd, as Wargames Atlantic do have online instructions for some of their other kits. In the end, I Facebook messaged Wargames Atlantic and got a short reply telling me to use the weapon sprues on the smaller sprue for World War II and the ones on the bigger sprue with the bodies for World War I. The other thing that didn't come with this kit was any bases. This was a bit odd, but as this is my first time that I've purchased a set from Wargames Atlantic, maybe this is a standard thing that they do. What I will say is that the quality and crispness of the detail was amazing. This is easily one of the finest detailed mass infantry boxes I've ever seen, and I will definitely be buying from them again. If the box was to have a downside, I would say that it was the limited amount of poses and ways that you can configure the miniatures. However, this may just be me, and also goes to show why some instructions would have actually been really useful. And now onto the building. This set was nice and quick to put together. Like I said, I found it a bit tricky working out what bits went where. And I still think I could have made a few more variations in poses had I known what arms were meant to go with what weapons. The mould lines were easy to remove. On the body there was one prominent mould line around the model, and that was easy to remove, and the rest was completely clear. There was also almost no mould lines on any of the weapons or arms or the heads. And as I have said, the detail was amazing, some of the finest I've ever seen. The great thing about this kit is the versatility. It can make French infantry from the First and Second World Wars, and also from France's overseas colonies. This set also includes heads for the Senegalese tirailleurs, and I'm pretty sure I've butchered the pronunciation of that. These look fantastic, and I really like the fez hats, and I had to make one of my 10-man squads as the Senegalese. As I said, this kit didn't come with any bases, but that was fine as I had plenty of bolt action bases on hand. One of the reasons I wanted to start my journey into bolt action with a focus on early war and the fall of France is because I find this such a fascinating period in history. It seems like this as a period is sometimes overlooked, but I have picked this starting point because I really like the variety and the aesthetics of the armies involved. Starting a French army, I hope, will also give me options to play some of the lesser seen matchups. I know the equipment and uniforms may be a bit different, but these will be useful proxies for battles against an early war American army in North Africa or the British in Lebanon and Syria. I would also like to see if I could get some appropriate World War II Vietnam and Thailand models so that I could create a French Indochina scenario. This is what I'm looking forward to most with Bolt Action. It seems to me that it's such a wide-ranging game that you could really push the boundaries to include lesser-known conflicts of World War II. I just wanted to pause quickly and show you the size comparisons between Warlord Games and Wargames Atlantic. As you can see, they match up pretty well. The Wargames Atlantic models are a bit taller than the Warlord ones. This is partly because the Wargames Atlantic ones come with a little base already. I could, and probably should, have removed them, but as I was pushed for time this month, I didn't bother. Once the basing materials are on, I don't think it will be that noticeable. Overall, they go together very nicely. This is good because I really didn't fancy putting together and painting 30 metal miniatures in one go. As I did with my Germans, I wanted to model one miniature in such a way that it was easy to see that it was the loader for the LMG. There was nothing really suitable in the French infantry box, so I used some of the arms from my last German infantry box. To base coat the models, I am using Citadel's Mechanicus Standard Grey. This is the same spray can that I used on my Germans. This can is nearly empty, and I think I will be replacing it with a cheaper generic spray. To paint these miniatures, I have bought the early war French paint set from Warlord Games. I used most of the paints, but I think I could have gotten away with not buying the full set. And now onto the painting. After a bit of messing around and trying to get the colours right, these models were nice and quick to paint. Within the paint set that I bought, it is recommended that you use Vallejo's green-brown for the uniforms and grey coat. I did a few test models with these colours, but they came out far too yellow for my liking. And here we are. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to get all 3 squads of 10 built and painted in the time that I wanted. But I'm glad I made a good start. I have a few more to build and paint, but I've completed the first squad of 10. I am really pleased with the way they've turned out. To add a little variety to all the greens and browns on the model, I've added some autumn orange to the base. I think this really makes them stand out and is something that I will do for all of the units within my French force. I think these 3 squads will give me a good starting point to expand my French army. I can now throw in some metal miniatures to add to this plastic range. My next steps are to get these finished, built and painted, and then work out what I should add next. I am about 2.5 months into my Bolt Action journey, and I am pleased with the progress to date. In the next video I will be adding a transport to my German army. Finally, I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you to all those who've liked and subscribed to my channel. It really does make a big difference. The comments have been really helpful and have helped me shape the decisions I have taken and what to buy next. If you have enjoyed the video so far, please do consider subscribing to my channel, as it really does make a big difference. Thank you.